Adelaide perform against the Central District side, because as you say, Central can make that big game if they win by plenty.
Very remote, very remote. Game about to get underway. Commentators David Darcy and Ian Day.
The big chance for the Dogs in their clash with the Bloods in the late game here at Footy Park. The last Escort Cup game for at least West Adelaide for the season. Central still with a rough chance of getting into the final, but things will have to go their way. Here's a chance now. Adams gets a handball out. In there quickly now as Sullivan can't get it out, and the umpire will come in and ball it up just as Harbinson tried to give a handball away. Conditions still very warm for player in the mid-20s. Umpires Johnny Hilton, who puts it down, joined by David Weston. Mould starts on the field, and of course it's Big Lounder who's sitting in the dugout waiting his chance. Hearn at the back there, touched away by Johnson. Greg type, that's the lad number 2. But in the meantime, a free kick has gone the way of Central Districts and will be taken in defence by Bunga Hearn.
Hearn goes short to Smith. Smith, who played very well last week for the Dogs, puts it wide. Mark accepted by Lee Adams. Oh, they've got players loose here. This is McAdam. Gilbert McAdam as he puts it towards Mandamaker, finds him. Mandamaker got clear. Big Rudy now from about 40 metres out. Had a big game last week. Booted 7, I think it was. And the chance in the opening minute to kick his first tonight. It was a good lead, good pass. Eat the distance. Drop punt. Oh, umpire has not moved 1 inch. Mandamaker splits the middle. The Dogs at the minute and a half mark have got a goal. They're 1 goal. West haven't scored.
Gee, that's a good start, and Rudy Mandamaker, well, the first couple of weeks of the Escort Cup he wasn't too pleased with, but in the latter 2 weeks he's been so much better, and Gilbert McAdam kicked that ball superbly to him. Full forwards love it like that, why shouldn't they? And Rudy Mandamaker did not let them down, so Central District off to a good start, a goal. The Bloods have yet to score.
At the bounce. The Dogs kicking into the breeze in the first quarter. There's not a great deal of breeze. The players would like more, trying to cool it down. Here's a chance for Miller. Miller from centre field to put the Bloods into attack. No, it's going to be a Wakefield free kick, not Miller. Wakefield, who played extremely well last week, drives in long, up towards full forward. Big Leap Johnson, not successful. Going through there was Sullivan, and he can't get it out. Johnson in again, needs help, but still can't find help, and the free kick is going to go the way of, let's see, who is it? Pryor for Central Districts.
Kick, I think it might have been Lee Adams, Daisy. Kick is towards centre wing. Getting out with it was Goss, but his handball was wide. Keat got a hand on it. Bubner got caught. Filkey's kick is towards centre half forward. Here's an opportunity for Johnson as he hooks in towards goal. Awfully close, but he's just missed. Greg Johnson, who's playing at full forward for the Bloods tonight, registers their first score. Pete, they're a point. The Dogs are a goal.
Yes, just over 3 minutes into this first quarter. Of course, Port Nord will complete the Escort Cup preliminary series tomorrow at Woodner, and they're expecting a very big crowd up there. Moulds. He and Lounder are vying for that #1 rucking spot. Kick it in front. Oh, good mark. Well, how about that? That's Harry Houdini stuff. That was actually a handball, which you just didn't see. It was that quick. And I think the umpire is going to come in and separate those players. Lee Adams is number 41 for the Dogs. 21 for West Adelaide is Kieran Spawn. Weston just put the ball down. Now Goss for West Adelaide, met very, very heavily, but fairly. Gavin Chaplin it was who got the ball out, but West Adelaide are going to clear, it would appear. Up to centre half forward they go, and a good mark taken there. Couldn't quite pick that player up, but the chance was dropped down there by Williams, Craig Williams, who got his hands to it, but couldn't do much with it. Took that player, I think that may have been Millard who kicked the ball forward a little while ago. And plenty of support out there for the players.
Thrown in the full forward left pocket. Tapped away. Johnson can't. Hearn. Now Greg Smith wants a running player. Lost the ball. Slipped back from Millard. Getting into the ball now is Wakefield. Over the top, Smith. Hearn fighting for it. Players can't get it clear, and the umpire will come in and bounce just in front of the West Adelaide goal. They're down by 5 points, 5 minutes into the first quarter of the big game. Williams against Moulds. Hearn. Rosser can't get it clear. McAdam in there. Winds out of trouble beautifully. The umpire was going to give him a free, then let him play on. Bubner off the half-back line. Finds Thomas. Back to Bubner in the double. Oh, he's going to run into trouble. Got a kick away. It wasn't a good one. And under pressure, he gave Goss a chance to take the easy mark. Goss kicks long to the half-forward line. Setting himself back there and trying to get to it with Sikadic. He can't control the ball. And it goes out on the half-forward left flank.
Yes, West Adelaide into attack. Number 2 is Greg Johnson. 38 for the Dogs is Mark Butker. He's the full-back. Millard for West Adelaide. Number 3 comes to them from Barmera in the Riverland. A lovely pass from McAdam to Craig Brady, and what a player he was for the Dogs last week. 5 goals, I believe. Brady's kick, searching for Kickett, or through went Chaplin. Gavin Chaplin, the recruit from Perth, marked in defence by Patterson. Patterson uses Belton. The Belton kick is towards centre wing. Greg Smith is out there for the Dogs. He'll go over the top with a handball. It's not a bad one. Lally, is it? No, it's Chaplin again, who sold the dummy well, but his kick will not quite make the distance. Kreuter takes the relieving mark.
Jens Kreuter kicks as far as he can, but it may not be to good avail out there, because Smith for Central District certainly foiled them, fighting for the ball in there. Looks like Craig Filkey for the Bloods, who just gets up now. 16 for the Dogs is Stephen Lally. Quick kick away into the centre of the ground. Moulds will meet the ball very well, but he's tackled just at the wrong time for him. Thomas it was who picked the ball up. O'Reilly it was who got it out for the Bloods, and trying to clear it out there was Michael Beach. Number 27 for the Bloods, fighting hard for the ball with Gilbert McAdam, but the umpire will bounce it out there. Or will he give a free kick? No, he's calling for the ball back. 7 minutes gone. The Dogs are a goal. West Adelaide a point.
Pretty tough at the moment out there, Peter. Both sides tackling quick and tackling hard. Forced towards the half-forward line. Coming to meet it, Bubner. Works the ball back to the half-forward line. Burgess has got the chance, but a free kick is going the way of Kickett for a push in the back, and he's got a chance to shoot for goal from about 40 metres out. Yeah, the push from Burgess, the umpire took exception to it. Kickett's kick is just offline for a point, and Centrals get there first. 1-1 plays West Adelaide's 1 point.
Paul Patterson to bring the ball back into play. We're 8 minutes into the first quarter. The Dogs need to win by a huge margin to have any chance of playing in the grand final. Well, Lally thumps it clear. Chaplin's a chance. He's about 40 metres out. He'll get the distance. He'll get the accuracy. Lovely kick from Gavin Chaplin. Splits the middle. He's first. The Dogs 2-1. West Adelaide 1 point.
Gee, that was a good goal, David. He has played very well. He's got good leg speed, and as Neville Roberts would say, good vision. And there he goes. He summed that up very well, put the ball up and let the breeze, which is there's not much of it, but what there was of it just took it back slightly, and it went straight through the centre.
At the bounce, the ball comes to O'Reilly, puts it a long one in up towards full forward, getting back on the ball. Here's a chance. Hearn can't get it clear. Williams looking for support, gets a handball out. Botka gets it as far as Millard. He can't control it. He's in the action again, gives a chance now. Wakefield joined in the back there by Rowe. Now it's Gurdon back to Rowe. Joining in quickly there was Adams. Rowe now off the half-back line, drives long up towards centre wing. Lally comes to meet it. He'll get a free kick at centre wing. Being grabbed when not in possession. He'll send the Dogs into attack. Gets the lead from Kickett. Doesn't want that player. Brady also gives him a lead. A big one last week from Craig Brady. Lally tries to beat the opposition and he can't do it. He's got to work the ball hard again. Going to run into trouble. Gives it away quickly. Under pressure was Smith. Lost it to Belton. In turn Goss. He heaves a long one, but it's all Central District back there, and Sikadic takes the easy chest mark.
Brendan Sikadic with it. Oh, gee, that's a bit dangerous. He's cut across the ground, but fortunately it came off. Sullivan came up to take the mark for the Dogs. Sullivan pushes it out wide. Gilbert McAdam, he'll take that mark. Lovely balance. McAdam onto the left foot. Mandamaker on a lead. It's maybe too long for him. It's not, you know, because he stretched up a huge hand. Pulled it in. Look at that. Oh, well done. Mandamaker. Already booted a goal. 10 minutes into the first quarter. He's only 35 metres out, if that. And he normally kicks these. We'll have a look. And right behind the goals as Mandamaker puts it on its way, and he has sliced it off to the right. He's kicked 1-1 now. Central's moved to 2-2 west of 1 point.
He normally gets those, Rudy, but didn't on that occasion. We're past 10 minutes. In fact, we're closing on 11 minutes first quarter. The Dogs are 2-2. West Adelaide a point. Paul Patterson kicks to the outer side of the ground. Or kick it. One hand, couldn't complete the mark. Stephen Lally is dispossessed. Kick it back on it now. That was kicked out of his outreached hands, in fact. So he will take a free kick. Derek Kickett, considered the best player in the WAFL last year. Mind you, he didn't have much to beat, but notwithstanding that, he's still a very good player. Oh, good mark down there, taken by Jens Kreuter.
Kreuter from full back goes out wide. Filkey has to work hard. Oh, Hurd dropped the set. He's lost it now. Quickly, Thomas gives a chance now. McAdam shoots for the big ones, but the umpire has to go galloping at a fast rate of knots. Then he's well offline. In fact, kicks it out on the full, and the penalty free kick will go the way of Paul Patterson. Not one of the young fellas' better kicks. He showed fine form in the earlier matches this season.
Patterson now boots the Bloods to the outer side. That mark will be taken by Kevin Hurd. 12 minutes into the quarter. No, it's not going to be played. In fact, it's going back to Derek Kickett, who goes short and finds Roger Girdham. In fact, that centre half forward, and Girdham has no trouble in just popping it over to Stephen Lally. And now Lally lines up from directly in front, 35 metres out. Almost the same spot that Rudy had the shot from a moment ago. See if he can do a bit better than his full forward. Lally's drop punt is right through the middle. 3-2 the Dogs. West Adelaide are a point.
The Dogs by 19 points. Kicked into attack once again by Thomas up towards the half-forward line. Hurd left it behind. Kickett likewise. Hurd butters up again, can't get it out. And umpire John Hilton will come in for the bounce on the half-forward right flank for the Dogs. 13 minutes gone. Kreuter up. Couldn't get it out effectively. Smith lost it. Grosser. Dummies. Finally wobbles one back up towards centre wing. A chance for Sikadic through. Well tackled by Wakefield, lost the footy. Down they go, and umpire David Weston will come in and bounce between wing and centre. Filkey playing centre tonight. West Adelaide with a few new spots. Spawn making a welcome return. Moulds couldn't get it clearly out to anyone. Adams around the corner towards the half-forward line. Burgess couldn't. In goes Belton. The umpire's going to ball this one up again.
Been a good start this by Central District to lead by 19 points, and there's only a little bit of breeze, but whatever there is, they're going into it. On the bounce, Kreuter went high. Grosser got caught. Kickett. See how he uses it. Well, he didn't get a chance because the tackle from Burgess was very quick. It's given Grantley Filkey an opportunity to boot West into attack. Towards half-forward he goes. Craig Williams went high. Johnson gets it back to him. Craig Williams dispatches the handball long to Millard. Millard goes back to Johnson. Johnson from 45 metres puts it very high to the square, getting back Hearn. Judged it well, did Bunga Hearn, but that's a terrible kick. The most dangerous kick, and Harbinson should get a free and will. Oh dear, oh dear, what a mistake. West Adelaide, through Merv Harbinson, a chance to kick their first goal. Holding the man was the correct decision, as Harbinson lines up from just 30 metres out. They need a goal badly. 15 minutes into the quarter, they get their first. Merv Harbinson a goal, West Adelaide 1-1, Central District 3-2.
Escort Cup football, 10 sports action, Football Park, 15.5 minutes first quarter, Central District 3-2, the Bloods at 1-1. It has been said on many occasions that the Bulldogs can make the grand final, but we do say with some caution, because to do that would require an extraordinary result here, as Craig Grady picks it up at centre-half forward. Lally's in front, Belton thumped away from behind. Thomas got it to kick it. Kick it runs himself into a lot of trouble. A big punch away from Thomas. Brady going to run the gauntlet. He's going to kick a goal, Craig Brady. Brilliant football, the burgeoning Brady. His first goal, the Dogs 4-2 now, the Bloods at 1-1.
The Dogs by 19 points, kicking into the breeze in the first quarter. Could be ominous signs for West Adelaide. Williams having a spell in ruck against Moles, who gets the tap away. Grantley-Filkey's upset, and the umpire's going to give him a free kick for a shove in the back. Grantley-Filkey back from Collingwood, playing centre, kicks from the check side of that spot. On the run, Johnson. Oh, he should have gone to meet it. He stood flat-footed and waited for it and lost it. Now McAdam tries to beat Miller with skill, and Johnson slips it back now. Botka up from full back, whips it across now. Hocking will need support from there. Miller, Botka again under pressure. No, that's Girdham, and the umpire rules a line ball and will bounce at centre wing on the outer side.
4-2 the Dogs, West Adelaide 1-1. 17.5 minutes of the first quarter have elapsed. As Bubner gets a tap forward, only as far as Harbinson. He boots with the left towards centre half forward. The back Sullivan pushes it out to the middle of the ground. Oh, through went Harbinson again. Drive towards half forward. Trevor Rowe should cut it off for the Dogs, and does. Rowe heads to the outer side. McAdam will have to work hard. He's got 3 out there to beat. Oh, beautiful turn out of trouble. Almost left it behind with the bounce. Then went short with the pass to Thomas. A diving attempt not successful. Pushed it on cleverly, however. Into support went Craig Filkey. His handball found Miller. Miller now to Craig Williams as he drives into the pocket. Harbinson fell over. Cutting across Rowe, he left it behind. Ray O'Reilly almost got in Harbinson's way. Punched out of the hands of Wakefield. Rowe. This is Botka. Relieving kick will find Bubner. The Dogs will get out of it. Sullivan's got it at half back.
Playing very well, Sullivan, although the handball not that good, to the feet of Thomas. And I think he might be in a little bit of pain too, Thomas. He may have copped one in the breadbasket, I think. Well, the kids are having fun here tonight. No doubt about that. I know that the 10 sports action cameras are around. Over the top went Millard, that is Glenn Millard. Harbinson got the ball out, a long kick in, a big leap by Jens Kreuter. The kick was from Beach. The whistle has gone. The umpire will bounce it 20 metres from the West Adelaide goal.
Close to quarter time at Footy Park in the second of the double header. The last game for West in the Escort Cup in '88. Central, who's knows? Slim opportunity of making the final. In goes McAdam. Over the top was Miller. The umpire's letting Hearn play to advantage. Hocking did it well to get out of trouble. Finds at centre wing the opposition. In goes Beach. Hocking again plays well. Gets allowed to play to advantage. Kick it can't quite. Beautifully done out. It was lost the footy, however. Now Filkey can't get it clear. quickly back in again. There was his brother, and in turn Wakefield slips it over. Grantley, Filkey, half-forward line, but there in defence it was Moulds. He's going to come out wide towards centre wing. Out there is Adams, taken off him, Spawn. Oh, there goes the Adams apple as he got grabbed high, and Spawn will get a free kick. Oh, just a little high, you might say. On the lead is Johnson. Intercepting well was Smith. Coming to meet it, Bubner. Couldn't do anything with it. Beach is in there. So too is West Adelaide's 38, who is Bruggeman, just come on, and the umpire will ball it up 30 metres out in front of the West Adelaide goal.
Almost on siren time, Daisy, as West Adelaide desperately looking for a goal now late in the quarter. Bubner works hard. Hocking's been in the action the last few minutes, but it's all West Adelaide back here. Miller wants it. Off goes O'Reilly, but he's going the other way and finds Grantley Filkey at half forward. He had a look at the goal, so he obviously thinks he might get the distance. We're only about 10 seconds away from the siren. Now he goes short. Ray O'Reilly's in space. Too long for him, however, and it's Michael Beach drifting down from the wing who takes it 50 metres out. Siren's about to go. Michael Beach's first game as it rings now. An important kick after the siren, this. His fourth kick. Michael Beach. Oh, he's given it a nice ride, but he's just pushed it for a point. So at quarter time, it's been a good quarter for the Dogs. They lead by 18 points at quarter time. Graham Campbell.
Yes, thanks, David. It's been a great quarter for the Bulldogs. It really has. They've kicked into the whatever breeze there is out there. I must say it's not what you might call a strong wind, but nonetheless they were kicking to the so-called Woodville. Let's see.
Well, I doubt it very much. Second quarter about to get underway. Let's rejoin the action now with Ian Day.
Big Richard Lounder on the turf for the Dogs for the first time in the evening, and he'll come from the right against Croyder from the left. The bounce favours Lounder. The big fellow's got a chance to palm it to Smith. Couldn't get it there. Through goes Harbinson. Back on it, Spawn. West Adelaide now through the half-forward line. A lock kick by Spawn. Hearn getting back and takes a well-judged mark. Hearn from just the back pocket will get a 5-metre leeway as he puts it to the lead of McAdam, who's slipped down into the back pocket to take that pass. Kick number 6, McAdam, as he goes up. In goes Lounder. Croyder over the top. Taken off the fingers and doing it well there was Sullivan as he goes to kick it. Kick it just the attack side of centre wing to put the Dogs into attack. Looking for a lead. He gets one from Brady. Well put, but Brady couldn't take it. Now Grantley Filkey on the left leg along one of the half-forward line. Getting back on the ball, Sickadick in front now. Taken away by Harbinson. Lost it, however, to Beach. Belton couldn't. McAdam, a long one out. That's better football. Thomas gets it out further. Sickadick now under pressure. Gives a chance on the half-forward line. Hocking gives it to Lally. Lally in turn goes in long up towards full forward. Getting in front. Patterson can't. Hurd back on the ball, but Patterson will get a free kick for a shove in the back.
Rudy giving the umpire a mouthful too, but let's have a look at it. Oh, gee, there wasn't a lot in it. A kick to the grandstand side. Kick it almost. Miller. Support from Burgess, umpire Weston into bounce. 4-2 the Dogs, 1-2 West Adelaide. We're in the opening minutes of the second quarter. It's David Weston with the ball, and he's joined tonight by Jack Hilton. Weston puts it down. Brady had the front spot. McAdams had a very good game to date, although that pass was smothered. Miller boots it off the ground. Leading in the race for it is Merv Harbinson. He taps it back. Beach gets one past Lounder. Millard running with him. Coming to meet it is Craig Williams. There'll be a head on here for sure. No, he got out of that, Craig Williams. Now he searches for, but can't find Beach. Bunga Hearn did well. Got it back. Sullivan fights hard. Greg Smith a quiet first quarter. Ray O'Reilly goes in, can't get it out, and the umpire will bounce.
It's the Bulldogs by 18 points. 2 minutes into this second quarter. Richard Lounder in ruck. Craig Williams for West Adelaide. The umpire has indicated it's a Williams free kick. High tackle by Richard Lounder. Williams goes long. Oh, good effort there in front by Sullivan, I think it was. Goss picks it up and with the left boot kicks it on the way. Not Goss. In fact, it was Bruggeman, and that was a good kick at goal. His first goal. West Adelaide 2-2 to the Dogs, 4-2.
The Dogs' lead has been narrowed to 12 points. Through goes Adams, can't get it away. They go into attack through, hocking up towards the half-forward line. Up there's Patterson, Mandamaker. Lets Brady go through. He went without the footy. Quickly Burgess now gives a chance out here to Beach. He'll need a set. Bubner's going to beat him to the pitch of the ball. Bubner looks back in field, has to concede a little bit of ground, but finds Smith, who's well clear. Smith will come out wide to Sullivan, centre wing, check side. Looks now further afield. Loud centre half forward. He's got 15 metres and chooses to go off on the left leg and finds Gilbert McAdam. He goes. Kick number 8 in long. Out comes Big Rudy. Oh, what a magnificent mark. Got up brilliantly, sat there what seemed to be an age. Have a look at this. He gets up, hangs and brings down a screamer. Big Rudy Mandamaker sets the crowd alight with that brilliant mark. And he's got a chance now from 35, 40 metres out. There's the angle. You'll know as soon as we do. Mandamaker 1 to 8. And that makes it 2. That is a brilliant kick, Rudy Mandamaker. And the Dog champion forward kicks his second. 5-2, they lead West. 2-2 on 10 Sports Action.
Well, that's really having a look at again. Really worth it. It was a magnificent mark. This is Sullivan. Pushed it to McAdam. It's Gilbert. And now this mark of Mandamaker's. Huge leap. And down he crashed. Great goal. Central's 5-2. West Adelaide 2-2 at the 5-minute mark, second quarter.
18-point lead. They've got it back again. Up goes Lounder. He got the tap away. Grantley Filkey tried to push it out towards centre wing, but it was Smith who furthered it. Chaplin, quick. Mandamaker on a lead. He's got another one. Big Rudy is leading the Merry dance down there. He's a very good player. Kicked 7 last week. The way he's going, he'll boot 7 again tonight. He's a cult figure in his home territory. They love him, and he certainly paid back the compliment by staying in town for another crack at South Australian footy in 1988. But he's missed that one. Offline for a point. The Dogs are 5-3. The Bloods 2-2.
2-2 to Big Rudy. Patterson, who's developing into a pretty steady full back, but gee, you can't cut off passes like that no matter how quick you are. Patterson to the outer side, looking out there for Spawn. Big lead, Thomas not successful. A chance for Filkey to get it out to Burgess. Adams can't catch him. Burgess on the left leg, drives to the half-forward line, getting back on it is Rowe. Rowe looks in field for Smith. Ignores that player. He's going to get 15 metres, but doesn't want it as he plays on long, up towards the half-forward line. Burgess can't. Goss lost it. In they go again. Lally might get one for a push in the back, and the umpire rules that way. He's just the attack side of centre wing. He sees in the pocket a lead, and he goes for that player in Brady. Keeps his eyes on the ball. Will need support from there. Has to go back. Lally can't quite. Goss in defence on the left leg, goes long towards the half-forward line, setting himself back there, Bubner, but I think he's given away a free kick, and that will go the way of Miller. West Adelaide want to play to advantage, but they won't let him, and it will be Stephen Miller from centre wing. He got sandwiched there, pushed out by Big Lounder, and gets the free kick at centre wing.
Miller kick is towards half-forward. On a lead went Bruggeman, almost dragged it in too. Bubner couldn't. Ray O'Reilly's after it, with him as Sickadick. Can't get it out, either of them. The umpire comes in to bounce it. 2-2 plays 5-3. We've gone past 7 minutes, second quarter, as John Hilton puts it down. Lounder a big leap. It was Paul Sullivan who got it in the direction of Trevor Rowe. Rowe pushes it forward. It's Grosser cutting across for West Adelaide. The pace of Bubner gets him clear. He's almost found Brady. Grantley Filkey throws it out quickly to Grosser, who's clear. Grosser goes into the pocket. His target was Millard. Just took his eyes off that a bit, Glenn Millard. Sullivan knocks it out of bounds deliberately, but it won't be paid. Throw in left forward pocket. West Adelaide into attack, but they're trailing by 19 points.
There's a West Adelaide supporter having a great time out there. Central District 5-3, the Bloods 2-2. Eddie Hocking ran past the ball on that occasion. Grantley Filkey in again, kicks towards the pocket. Was he being held on to? Craig Williams? No, according to umpire Jack Hilton. There'll be a throw-in, left full forward pocket for the Bloods. They do everything here. It's a good night out at Football Park on a balmy night. I can think of no better place to be. Stephen Rowe, Trevor Rowe should I say, clears it to the outer side of the ground, over the top, and the Bloods are going to come in again. Kieran Spawn it is. Grantley Filkey tears off like a hare. Full forward, it's the target. No mark will be taken there. Lownder's a bit slow on the uptake. Harpenson kicked it off the ground, and it rolls through for 1 point. The Bloods 2-3, the Dogs 5-3.
Botka proving also a fairly capable full-back for the Dogs. Looks for the lead of Sullivan. Wakefield's going to make him work for it. A second grab, he can't complete it. Slips it to McAdam. He in turn goes towards centre wing. Thomas is going to have to work hard for this. Couldn't get a decent kick away. The half-forward line. Back there is Hurd. Thomas as well. Over the top comes another player in Chaplin, and the umpire will ball it up on the half-forward left flank with the Dogs in attack. They lead by 17, 18 points. West Adelaide making a better go of this second quarter after they were down by 18 points at quarter time. Into attack they go up towards the half-forward line. Butner gives it to Lounder. Back to Butner in the double play. He'll kick long. No, he'll slip it over to Hocking. Took his eyes off it momentarily and lost it. Made a mistake. West should make them pay. Try to get it out, and the umpire's going to give a free kick there to the West Adelaide player for hanging on when not in possession, and it's young Wakefield to take the kick.
Yes, and he's a pretty good player, Brian Wakefield. Can give it to Croyd if he wants, but he elects to go down the middle of the ground towards half forward, almost marked to Sigurdick. Sullivan. This is Chaplin, goes short, Craddy. Oh, gave it to kick it, I'm not sure why, and they've messed that up badly. They may get it back, and Lux of Fortune. Kick it handball was intended for Brady again, but it was punched clear. Now Goss for West Adelaide as he bangs it back to half forward, but it's all Lounder. Croyder couldn't get to him in time. Lounder takes the mark in defence. Hearn under no pressure. Kicks it out wide for Smith. He'll have to work hard now. Favoured by a bounce, although the second one it wasn't to his favour. This is Riley in the action. Under pressure from Lally. May have got a free kick against him. Umpire Weston signifying the other way, in fact, that pushing the back to O'Reilly. So he'll get it on centre wing. Kick is towards half forward. Lounder again will take the mark uncontested. Button pushes it forward with Lee Adams as he kicks towards Rudy. Oh, lovely pass. And Vandermaker again giving Patterson no chance to cut it off. Got a metre clear, and he's got it now 45 metres out directly in front. He's booted 2-2 already. He's had 5 marks, and this is his 5th kick. Scored with all of his previous kicks. Should get the distance okay. He has, and look at that. Straight through the middle it goes. 3 goals, 2 to Rudy Vandermaker. The Dogs 6-3, West 2-3.
The Bulldogs by 4 goals here at Football Park. 12 minutes, second quarter. Lounder palms it down, but to no avail as players jump all over the ball, and the umpire will have another go. It's been a pretty good performance by the Dogs, but they've had a fine spearhead in Rudy Vandermaker. They've had good ruckman in Moulds and Lounder. Kick, it's been a live wire, although he has overplayed the ball on a few occasions, which has brought him undone. Well read by Grosser initially. Got the ball over very well there to Bruggeman. Bruggeman's kick, I think, a bit too long, and whoop, yes, the whistle has gone. Bungerhurn had it, then lost it. The umpire said he controlled it long enough, so it's his ball. He'll centre it. Sullivan, not a bad player actually. Plays it on to Chaplin. Quick player. The kick is a bit too far though for Smith, and it's marked by Hurd.
Hurd will go out wide to Williams. Williams and/or Filkey out there. Filkey wants it, but Williams plays out towards centre wing and Kieran Spawn. Next to get it ought to be Wakefield. They'll go into that pocket. Wakefield for the chance now to kick in long. Back to Filkey. No, he goes into O'Reilly. O'Reilly through the half-forward line. Puts in a long one. It's going to be short. Setting himself up there, Bruggeman, but too strong in the air. No, that was Beach back in the goal and taken by Botka, who goes out wide to the pocket out there, and it's Sickerdick who comes back to take the mark. In turn, he'll give it to Bubner and/or out there Adams. Back to Bubner now. Bubner off the half-back line, kicks long. Up the big leap of Lally is not successful. Belton through at centre wing, looking to pass off. Puts in a long one, but gee, hasn't directed that all well. Big leap there by Sickerdick, not successful. No, it's Botka back there. He can't get it, and the umpire will ball it up on the half-forward line of West Adelaide.
The Dogs by 4 goals, 13, almost 14 minutes into this second quarter. Played well. West have struggled in attack a bit. From the bounce, Lounder. Thumped on by Grosser. Sickerdick in trouble. O'Reilly off the ground, coming to meet at Bungahoon. He's had a very good night tonight. He's in pressure here though. Now O'Reilly butters up again, shoots in towards goal. Chance for Millard in the square. It was Gurdon that came in late. The ball has already hit the post, however. And a point to West Adelaide. They're 2-4. They're trailing the Dogs 6-3. 14 and a half minutes of the second quarter has elapsed.
The Bloods are not going into attack with any freedom at all. They're just not running the ball through half-forward. Centre half-forward's a problem spot for them. Toomey is the man that they want there with all of his power and strength to give them an avenue. Burgess is a good player. Kicker will find it very hard against him. Burgess goes long to centre half-forward. This is the breakdown spot. Lounder is there, put his hands on it. Through goes Beach, and the umpire says he's had it too long and didn't attempt to get rid of it. Free kick. Adams it is, brings it to grandstand side. Big chap there in Craig Williams took the mark. Thought it was going to be Kickett, but he's going to run on. He might get it back. Brady gave it to Chaplin. A quick running Chaplin. He's going to go short to Eddie Hocking. He's in the pocket. And he'll pass it on to Kickett. Well, he wanted to. Kickett's going to play on. Will of the Wisp does as he pleases, casual as you like, slams it through. His 5th kick, first goal. The Dogs 7-3, the Bloods 2-4.
Harbinson breaks his way clear, drives the Bloods into attack. Out comes Miller, can't quite get it. Botka claims it, not paid. Sullivan gets it up towards centre wing. Here's a chance now for Hocking to run through. Shrugs the tackle, straightens up, puts out the pass. Intercepted brilliantly there by Filkey in defence. And he'll take the ball out to the outer side to clear. Belton. Could be Grosser, doesn't want him, he's going to get run down. Got the kick away. West Adelaide can't get a kick through the half-forward line. Rowe taps it back. Sickerdick now in defence. Nowhere to go. Has to slip it back to Rowe, who changes tack. Now he'll put out a long one up towards centre wing. Up there is Brady. With him Hurd. Getting on at Lally now. The bodies go in. Belton did that one well to give Filkey a chance. And the umpire said they can play on. A long one up towards full forward. Williams in front, can't bring it down. A chance now for Bubner to clear. In goes Bruggeman, slips out a handball. Miller gives it away now. A hook around the corner is Spawn, and it's just offline. Or do you think West Adelaide need a goal? It's so close, but not to be as they nudge their 5th point.
Yes, they're 2-5. They're trailing the Dogs 7-3. 17 and a half minutes gone in this second term. Botka to bring the ball back into play. He favours the grandstand side where Lounder lurks and will take the mark. Again uncontested, and that's happening too often. He wobbles it to Thomas at centre wing, good hands. Thomas' kick was wide of its target, that was Smith. Getting back is Hurd for West Adelaide. He's under pressure now from Smith, however. Got support in the finish. Able to cover up. It was Patterson that went back to help him. So a bounce at left half forward by David Weston. Central's leading by 28 points. Croyder there for West Adelaide. Brady will do the ruck work for the Dogs. His palm back was intended for Chaplin, but it went too long for him. Harbinson. Speedy Grantley Pilkey drives to the outer side. Out in front was Wakefield, but it was thumped clear of him. Gurdon got it on. So Lee Adams in trouble. Hocking supports. Hocking's clear. 30 metres out. He's only got to get balanced, and he has done that. Beautiful football by the Dogs. 7th kick to Hocking, his first goal. 8-3, plays 2-5 on 10 Sports Action.
The Dogs starting to show West Adelaide a clean pair of heels. They lead by 34 points, 19 minutes gone, second quarter. At the bounce, it's going to be Lounder against Croyder. A good bounce by the umpire. Straight down to Hocking, having a good one now. Drives to the half-forward line. Burgess thumps clear. Goss back in defence. Taps it to Burgess, who does well. Drives out now to the centre wing. Here's a chance for Harbinson to run. The blood through the half-forward line. Out comes Miller, but the pass is misdirected, and Sullivan has no trouble in sneaking back and taking the mark. He in turn goes towards centre wing. Thomas is there, runs it to Hocking, one to beat. Chaplin back to Hocking in the double. He'll run himself into trouble. A handball wasn't good. Hurd in defence, nowhere to go, a little slow. Gives it to Hocking, back to Hurd. Gee, they're playing handoffs. Quickly Hocking now finds Harbinson. O'Reilly wants it, but he can't get it out as the ball was taken close to the ground.
Harbinson now has got a couple of options. Beach is one of them, but he may have been just a fraction too long for him. It came off the knee of Trevor Rowe and went out of play.
Yes, they're struggling, West Adelaide, to just get the ball past the half-forward line, Dave. That's their main problem. They just can't get any sort of oomph in that area, can they?
Indeed, they cannot. Trailing by 34 points at the moment as Sullivan volleys one. Coming to meet it is Croyder. McAdam caught high. I think he'll play the advantage here. He has. He's given Smith the opportunity. Kick it, wants it in short. He's going to get it lace out. Wheels onto that left boot as he bangs it in for Mandamaker. He's in front spot. Patterson, the spoil, has no one to give it to. He handballs to the open space. Gurdon will take it for the Dogs, or he's run into trouble. Into the pocket he goes to Hocking, who goes short and finds Mandamaker. I think he may have played on. Wait on umpire Hilton's decision. Told that he is going to pay the mark. Have a look at Rudy. Is he going to go off? Or was he ever? Dalton grabbed him high. Siren has sounded. The angle is very acute, as you can see. Rudy Mandamaker, who's already booted 3 goals, 2, can kick his 4th, but it's going to take a miraculous shot. He can't play on, Graham, because the siren is gone.
He must not deviate at all, David, otherwise it'll be the end of the quarter.
Mandamaker, acute angle, only 10 metres out at the most. Bangs it towards goal. Oh, he's got it. 4 goals to Mandamaker in a fine half of football, and it's been a great exhibition by the Dogs. They go in at half-time, leading 9-3 to 2-5.
Well, you really can't score much more than 9 goals in half a game of football. What are they, 21-minute quarters? It's asking a lot to score more than that, and Central certainly have done it fine with 9 goals, 3 on the board. That's 12 shots for goal to their opponent's 7. They are doing it easy at the moment, Central District. It remains to be seen if West Adelaide can fight their way back into this game.
Certainly Central District still with a chance of playing in that grand final on April the 13th. One of them. Let's see how it pans out. Your caller is Ian Day.
The Dogs 9-3, West Adelaide 2-5 as umpire David Weston gets the second half underway. Moulds back on the turf. No, it's still Lounder there. He had the second quarter, and the way Kerley appeared to be working it was quarter by quarter. Moulds had the first quarter, Lounder the second, and here he is back in the third. For West Adelaide, it's Croyder. Lounder taps. Millard throws out. McAdam intercepts. And again, trying to break his way through there was Sullivan. Did well to get with strength. Out to give Chaplin the run on the half-forward line. He's clear. Into the pocket goes Lally. That's the way the ball will go. And Lally has not paid the mark. In there quickly goes a new Central player on the turf, and that's young Ingerson. But the ball goes out of play in the full forward left pocket. The umpires this evening are John Hilton and David Weston.
Indeed they are. We both tried to get them out together. From the throw-in, 40 points is the lead. Ball goes out of bounds again. Yeah, 40 points is the lead at the moment. It's 9-3 to 2-5. We're a minute into the third quarter. Is that Paul Belton's boot? No, he looks to have a couple on, but somebody's lost a boot at the moment. 16 for West Adelaide is Kreuter. That's Brady for Central District. Ingerson sends a long handball. Lally got it forward. Belton gets it out to Patterson. West out of trouble for the moment as he bangs it towards half-back. Kickett a chance. He's supported by Sikadic. Chaplin close to the line. He goes infield towards Kickett, who couldn't handle that one. Kreuter it was that banged it back in towards the middle of the ground. In front, Bubner pushes it forward. Smith lifts the eyes, goes short and finds a teammate. I think that may be Chaplin at half forward. Chaplin's about 50 metres from goal. This will be his 9th kick in a good performance. He's already booted a goal. He's gone for the torpedo punt. It lobs in the square. Thumped away by the West Adelaide defence. Chance on the ground for Grantley Filkey rather, with his 12th kick. Too long for Harbinson and out of play.
The Dogs are 9-3, West Adelaide 2-5. We're just past 2 minutes of this third quarter. The bunker Central District side, that's young Hocking by the look of it. He's having a rest. Pretty warm conditions here tonight at headquarters as Lounder goes for the left-hand thump. Chaplin still showing a lot of pace. He is a lively little player, Gavin Chaplin. The umpire is going to give him a free kick, indicating that he did handball it. And holding the man was the decision. Kickett aborted on that occasion. Came out towards Goss, it appears to be. Went very long, centre of the ground. Player there could easily have marked the ball, but thumped it away. Lounder came through very hard. Ray O'Reilly couldn't pick it up. Plenty of solid bodywork in there. Bruggeman's having a go at the ball now. He got a thump from behind. Raising a bit of bother there in the centre of the ground. Adams it was. Chaplin now. Shoots long. Rudy's on a big lead into the pocket. He's pretty mobile, the big chap. If he can pick it up, he's in business. No, they were right onto him. Craig Filkey to Grantley Filkey. Back to Craig and the long handball out to Belton. Plenty of run here from the Bloods. Grosser pushes it on. They could run into trouble now. Or Ray O'Reilly did well to Belton. Belton in turn, up to half forward. The whistle is gone. And an FAD. That one goes back to Millard, Glenn Millard. Puts it out in front of the leading Miller. The thump from Botka. Can't mark the ball. Smith. Flanked by Bungerhern. He puts it out in front of Ingerson. He couldn't mark the ball. Beach in trouble, but he taps it clear. That was good work. So was that from Wakefield to Spawn. Spawn puts it up high. Another free after disposal. Jack Hilton this time blew the whistle. And he's red hot on those. So Merv Harbinson has the chance from the left full forward pocket for the Bloods. 9th kick, Merv Harbinson. Kick on the way. That's a delightful kick at goal. Brilliantly done, Merv Harbinson. His second goal. The Bloods 3-5. The Dogs 9-3.
The Dogs doing it well. West Adelaide badly needed that goal. 2 to Harbinson. They're still down by 34 points at the bounce. Kreuter in opposition to Lounder. The big fellow gets the tap away. Gee, a high tackle there on Wakefield. Thomas through, had the air. Spawn did it well. West Adelaide into attack again up towards Miller. Has got to make a metre. Can't quite get there. Botka, cool under pressure, slips it back, half back line. Well taken by Thomas in that spot. Thomas to edge the Dogs out of defence. Gets the lead at centre wing. It's not Thomas who's got the ball in defence. It was Adams, was it? No, it was Sikadic in actual fact, but it's Spawn who sends it back there. Up towards the half-forward line. Filkey beats the tackle. O'Reilly jams it onto his boot. Off the side it goes. The bounce is needed for young fellow in Bruggeman. Hearn under pressure. Over the top comes Bruggeman. Bubner in support. Gets it back. Adams comes to meet it and takes a good mark half-back flank.
Yes, that was a good mark from Lee Adams. He may be favoured by 15 metres as well. His kick now is aim for McAdam or kick it. McAdam takes it now. Wheels onto the right boot. It's high for Lounder, who should mark, but he misjudged that one badly. Wakefield. That's a free kick. Plays on quickly. Wakefield puts it back towards centre half forward. Bruggeman comes to meet it. Chipping in was Rowe. Did it smoothly. Passes it beauty to Thomas. Off goes man to make it. He might get him. No, too long for him. Could have been a free kick. I think Patterson might have pulled him to the ground. Getting back his beats. The ball stayed in play. He wasn't all that happy about getting it, but now he kicks it wide to find Burgess. Burgess bolts through the half-back line. His kick is meant for Millard, who takes a fine mark. O'Reilly with dash. Belton. McAdam turns out of trouble, gives Bubner a chance. Bubner's high kick is towards half forward. Pushing and shoving between the two little men, Craig Filkey and Gavin Chaplin. Filkey, I think, may have got a free kick. It was a pretty soft one, but it was there, Peter, anyway.
Certainly was. The Dogs are 9-3, the Bloods 3-5. We're past 7 minutes, third quarter. Lounder, good mark. Played it on very quickly. Smith, Jamie Thomas kicks it into the open space. Centre half forward, kick it. Brilliantly kick it. What's he like with the right boot? Hooks it around, but not quite far enough. Rudy wanted it, didn't get it. The Dogs are 9-4, the Bloods 3-5 on 10 Sports Action.
7 minutes gone, second half. Burgess clear. Playing well through the half-back line. Kicks long to the half-forward line. They need a winner here. Bubner holds them up again. They can't take a trick. Slips it over there. That wasn't the best hand pass you've ever seen. He put Sullivan in enormous trouble. Kreuter gets it out wide. Grosser waits his ground. Filkey wants it, but they're going to take him down for a professional free kick. And you'll find that it... Oh, beg your pardon. Well, that's a free kick for a push in the back. Rowe did well to hold up the play. Now they drive. Miller, the big leaper, got up very high, but it was more gymnastic than effective. Sikadek drives back towards centre wing. Kick it, Lopes to meet it. With him there, Burgess. Quickly now it's Kick it. Drops it back in. Brady, who's been quiet. Kicked 5 last week. Hasn't got one tonight yet. Drops it off. It's all bloody... It's all Central Districts out there. Chaplin with a chance. Here's a chance on the left leg. Shoots for goal. The umpire motionless. Brilliant goal. Kick 12. First one to Chaplin. 10-4 to 3-5 on 10 Sports Action.
Central's 10-4 lead, West Adelaide 3-5. We've had almost 10 minutes of this third quarter. Chaplin just booted his second. They're into attack again. A bad bounce for Girdham. Kick it. Did just that off the ground. Manamaker's a chance. No one within 10 metres of him. He needs to get round Patterson. He does, and he boots a goal. Oh, he's having a field night. Manamaker with 5 goals and a superb performance. The Dogs go further ahead. 11-4. West Adelaide 3-5.
He's very hard to stop, Rudy Manamaker, because he is so mobile. He is a very good footballer. Kick it off the ground, and Rudy Manamaker is a big man, but he has got the agility, the mobility and the finesse to do those sorts of things. And Derek Kickett clapped as it went over his head. So the Dogs are 11-4, the Bloods are 3-5 now, and I think it's a question of by how much, and that really is the interest in this game. Can the Dogs get that percentage?
Yes, Peter, at the moment it's a rout. There's 8 goals difference almost. The thump away by Kreuter. Lounder laid him to rest as he went through, and Kreuter's going to get a free kick at the centre circle. High kick to the half-forward line. Miller can't get into the action at all. It was Millard in there. Bubner has had a great game to Sullivan. He in turn Thomas. At centre half-back, slips it back to Adams, puts him under pressure. Thomas again butters up. This time it's Spawn. Spawn loses it to Thomas, works hard to get it out now to Smith. On the left leg, smothered well. Untidy passage of play. Spawn to O'Reilly, to the half-forward line, Rowe over the top. Here's a chance now, Wakefield. Gives a chance to Filkey. Filkey to use his pace. Drives in towards full forward. Here's a chance for Hearn. Back there quickly now is Millard. Can't get it out. Well done, Hearn. Missed it on the rebound. Now Harbinson, Millard. Lost it to Hearn, or did he? Bubner. Can he do something with the footy? Out wide to McAdam. Harbinson there with him, and he'll get a free kick for hanging on.
Gilbert McAdam takes it deep in the back pocket. This is his 18th possession. He's going to relieve the pressure for the Dogs. They're under extreme pressure there in the goal square for a moment. Brady, as Ian told you, has had a quiet night. He might get a free for a push there. He was in superb touch last week. Just his 5th kick for the night. Towards half forward, too long for Lounder at the back. Ingerson, but the big fella's going to get a free kick. There's a huge man, Richard Lounder. Vandermaker and Patterson. Patterson drops it. Oh, he's kick it. Needs a sit. Gets unloaded. Just couldn't find it. Burgess can. And an interesting duel between both of them as Burgess now puts it towards centre wing. Spawn. In trouble with Smith. Craig Filkey, no, Tony Filkey on the ground, gets unloaded. The handball gives an opportunity for Chaplin, left behind by Hurd, thrown out by Craig Filkey. Tony Filkey, Brantley Filkey, there's Filkeys everywhere as he boots it to half forward. Bubner, O'Reilly, Cromwell. Pace. To half forward he goes, looking for Miller and finds him, and that was beautifully put by Ray O'Reilly. Miller just on the side of Botka, but the ball was wide enough for him to take the mark. And West a chance to boot their 4th goal now. Stephen Miller, who hasn't kicked a goal, will shoot from about 30 metres out as Paul Ravisi comes on and Paul Belton goes off. And do they ever need a goal? Stephen Miller puts it on its way. It is a goal indeed. His first. 4-5 now. West play the Dogs 11-4.
Approaching the 14-minute mark of this 3rd quarter now. The Bulldogs leading by 41 points. Brady sends them in. A spilt mark there by Patterson, but a free kick will be given to the Blood defender. Hurd it is. Patterson wants him to play it on straight away, but Hurd brings it out towards the wing grandstand side. Hardly a Dog player there. It was Harbinson to Spawn. A neat chip away to Wakefield. Played very well last week. The kick away is not that well directed, but it may come off. Jens Kreuter picks it up. A quick snap at goal, and I think he's bottled it. He has. West Adelaide have got another one. First to Kreuter. The Bloods are 5-5. The Dogs 11-4 on 10 Sports Action.
Yeah, Big Jens might have been criticised then had he not kicked that goal. Just have a look. He comes away with the ball, and there's 3 West Adelaide players looking for the handball, but Big Jens chose to just kick it awkwardly around the corner. He got the bounce, and it rolled through for a much-needed West Adelaide goal. They're still down 5-5 to 11-4, 15 minutes gone, second half.
Centre bounce with umpire Weston. It's going to be Lounder against Craig Williams, who beat him. Tony Filkey couldn't. Budden has really played well. Smith meets it strongly. Ball was a good one. The kick forward came from Adams. An awkward bounce for Ingerson. Body contact from Goss. Chaplin tried to get Burrow through, and umpire Hilton will bounce it. Central's in attack at half forward, leading by 35 points. 15.5 minutes into the 3rd quarter. Smith lifting his work rate in this 3rd term. Well, that's an awkward one for Lally. Almost took a great mark. Vandermaker seizes it. Oh, kick was smothered. Well done. Tony Filkey it was who got them out of trouble. Here's an opportunity for Harbinson. He's going to be caught. He's lost it, holding the ball. Lee Adams will take the free kick. Here it is again as Harvinson backs away. He just couldn't get away from the tackle. The lead from Brady's into the pocket. He'll go back to Thomas. Thomas puts boot to ball. Manamaker's a chance. Couldn't on the ground. Lally run down. Umpire's whistle is gone. He's going to get a free. Oh, gee, I don't know about that one. I'd like to have another look at it. We will. The ball has gone out of his hands a long time ago. Tony Burgess went through with the tackle, but he was committed. Bit of bad luck, I would suggest. So Lally from point blank range. He's already kicked one. And he puts it through for his second goal.
The lead is 41 points to the Dogs, 12-4 to 4-5. We're 17 minutes into this third quarter. A view there of the West Adelaide bunker. In fact, that West Adelaide score is 5-5. And according to our calculations, that's about as much as the Dogs can allow them to have. Provided, of course, that they kick about 20 aggregate. The whistle is gone. It's a Ravisi free kick. He's at centre half back. Whoop, there's a bit of a box on behind play. Greg Smith and Hurd having a go. Well, the umpire's given West Adelaide another 15 metres. Ravisi. I thought it was going to be a bit too far for Craig Williams, but he judged it very well. Well, that's not a bad looking kick, although Rowe got in the way for the Dogs. It came off hands to Chaplin. He had to get rid of it very quickly. Comes out to Spawn. If he gets a boot on ball, he could score. He may score too, but it's just off hands for a point. 18 minutes gone. The Bloods 5-6. The Dogs 12-4.
Botka, the kick in. He goes in short and finds Trevor Rowe, who seems to be fitting into that back pocket position pretty nicely when you consider most of his roles have been tagging roles, usually around the ground. What's the difference in the back pocket to keep the Rovers quiet? A high tackle on Sullivan. He's going to get it half-back flank, and he's another player that's fitted in nicely to the Dog side. 10th kick, Sullivan. 6 hands balls as well. He's done it well. Oh, puts Girdham under the hammer. That's not the best kick you've ever seen in your life. Filkey used his body well and wins the free kick. Got his body in front. Didn't attempt to take possession and won that free kick. Just watch his body there, and down he goes. And Girdham just made sure he remained there. 15th kick, Grantley Filkey playing centre field tonight. Puts it to the half-forward line. Gee, it's all the Dogs there. Or Miller's in front, is it? No, it is going to be Harvinson in front. And he takes a good mark. It appeared to be going over his head. Not confident making the distance. He's playing on quickly. It's going to be touch and go. There'll need to be a bit of shepherding. Kreuter can't hook. Tony Filkey! And that's a brilliant goal to the youngster. His first. And West Adelaide have got their 6th on the ball.
Yeah, that was lovely roving by Tony Filkey. His Harvinson kick was a very low trajectory, and you watch Kreuter. Almost got his hands on it. There's the crumbing. Beautifully done at the front of the pack. Hook Truly for his first. West Adelaide in this quarter have kicked 4 goals. The Dogs have only kicked 3. It's been a good quarter for West. 6-6, and they are playing the Dogs 12-4 as we go to the 20-minute mark.
Craig Williams in ruck for West Adelaide. Against him will be Lounder, and gee, Williams will be giving away a few centimetres here. Does well to block the knock. O'Reilly gets it to the half-forward line. The bounce could determine this. Beautifully picked up by Kieran Spawn. Filkey runs on, does it well, straightens up through the half-forward line, puts in a long one. Coming to meet it is Rowe, or Hearn it was. Can't get it out. In goes the body of Miller, and the Dog players are quite happy to concede the point through the agency of Trevor Rowe. West is 6-7, Central's 12-4, 21 minutes gone.
Well, I'd say these last couple of goals, boys, have stopped any dream that West Adelaide may have had, or sorry, Central may have had, of having a mammoth win. It could be still wrong.
No, I'd have to agree with you, Graham. I think their chances of playing in the grand final are starting to dwindle with those goals that are added. Thomas will find McAdam. McAdam will want to play on quickly, and does. Chaplin's his target. Too long for him and for Craig Filkey. Anthony Ingerson. runs into trouble in the form of Kevin Hurd. Chaplin went back and got it and sold the dummy beautifully. Now he's got options, and there are about 3 of them. The half forward he goes. Lally runs himself into a bit of a corner, then gets a kick on the way. Kickett does the shepherding, and that is a great goal. Beautifully shepherded in the square by Kickett. Lally boots goal number 3. The Dogs go further ahead, 13-4 to West Adelaide, 6-7.
Yes, here's a replay of that one. A quick chip over the top. Stephen Lally, not renowned for a long kick of the ball. He hasn't been a long kicker in previous excursions towards the goal front. In that instance, though, it was just what the doctor ordered. It just got over the line, must have travelled every bit of 50 metres, and Derek Kickett helped it on his way by a very intelligent piece of shepherding.
13-4 plays 6-7 into time on of the third quarter. Williams and Lounder. Lally again, whips it out wide, finds Sullivan, in turn now McAdam. McAdam from the half forward line, out comes Big Rudy, 1, 2 grabs. The umpire said play on. I think you'll probably find Rudy thought he'd had it. He took through 2 or 3 bites at it, and perhaps reluctantly gives it up. 1, 2, I've seen them paid for less, but I agree with the umpire's decision. Umpire David Weston puts it down. Brady hooks it back over the top, trying to find Thomas. Goss is there with him. Lally is further out. Wants to pass back in. Ingerson missed the footy. West Adelaide a chance to clear. Through the running Ravisi. Drives long. Coming across is Harbinson, but nicking in front. And doing it well is Sullivan, in turn Bubner. Now McAdam again. He's been in the action a lot. His handball was not a good one. Ravisi dropped the footy, and the free kick ought to and does go to Jamie Thomas. Thomas to put the Dogs into attack from the half-forward left flank.
Chips in towards Chaplin, won't find him. Filkey got back, Kickett with strength. Coming out, however, was Craig Filkey. His kick was not a good one. Bubner there, look at Grantley Filkey, almost pleading with the umpire for a free kick. Chaplin left it behind. Girdham throws himself at it. Now the whistle is gone. And Grantley Filkey, after almost on hands and knees asking the umpire for one, has finally got one. That's what he was asking about. He wasn't happy with that knock around the head. There's a new player on. Sean Storer it is. Takes the mark at half-back. Flanked by Craig Filkey. He drives towards centre half-forward. Getting to the front spot was Bruggeman, but I reckon Bubner's just about best on ground. His kick is to centre wing. Lally. The handball over the top will find Girdham. Girdham pushes it out wide to Lally again. Smith is on the run. Vandermaker wants it in long. Smith closes 35 metres out. He's accurate, okay. That's a lovely kick from Greg Smith. Late in the turn, the Dogs get another one. Greg Smith's first. They're 14-4. West Adelaide 6-7.
Yeah, sure was a lovely kick by Greg Smith, David. He's another guy that's not renowned for long kicking of the ball. On this instance, he gave himself a better chance by bouncing the ball once, popping it up in the air, letting the breeze, what breeze there is, which is very minimal, bring the ball back, and a very neat goal by Greg Smith, his first, and Central's 14th.
Greg Smith having a good pre-season season, if you can put it that way, and obviously in for a good day season. You might say he's a seasoned player. The umpire's going to recall the bounce, or is it a centre square infringement? It's the latter, and it's going to be Williams. No one on his mark. Oh, beg your pardon. He's got to come back and take his kick, obviously behind the centre circle, because after all, that's where the infringement occurred whilst the players were in that spot. So Craig Williams has got to go back. Oh, Knuckles there having a look. Would be reasonably happy with an 8-goal advantage, although knowing him, he's never happy. He won't be happy till the siren's gone, and they've won by plenty. Craig Williams puts it in long, and of course he coached a lot of these players when he took them top in the early 80s, coming through and doing it well as Lally. Gee, he's had a great quarter, this fellow. But the umpire's going to pull the ball back. He won't let them play to advantage, and just as well for West Adelaide, because the Dogs were bounding clear on the outer side, and Lally's got to go back to centre half back. Now he kicks out at a tangent. He didn't gain a great deal from that, so they butter up again for the same play. It was Rowe to McAdam, intercepted by Grantley Filkey, well shepherded there. Gives a chance now to brother Tony. Tony through centre wing, puts in a long one. Out steams Miller. In front, Kreuter can't bring it down. Hearn back in defence. The handball's a shocker. Hearn's got to go back and get it. Runs into trouble. Now a chance for Harbison. He's on his left leg. He was. Hooks back on his right. In there, Wakefield. Good mark, and that's a hard one to take. Straight at the eyes. Didn't get the feet off the ground. Couldn't get it on the chest, and he's taken a good mark. Only 15 metres out. Slight angle. Oh, he chips away. It wasn't the best looking kick you ever saw in your life. Nothing positive about that at all. And the umpire indicates that it wasn't positive. In fact, it's negative. 1 point only.
He looks a very young lad, Brian Wakefield, and no doubt the occasion got the better of him. I don't know if he's kicked the goal in this pre-season business. He may not have, and that would have been his first chance.
The Dogs have doubled West Adelaide's score. It's 88 to 44. Close to siren time to end this third quarter. This is Brenton Sikadic with it. Boots it towards centre wing. His target is Lounder. Bruggeman went high and took a great mark, but right on the siren. So it was a better quarter by West Adelaide. They added 4 goals in that term. The Dogs came back late to kick 5 for it. And at three-quarter time, the lead for the Dogs is 44 points, Graham Campbell.
Yes, exactly double their score, of course, David. And I think in that quarter, Central may well have blown any chance they had of winning the game by the margin they had to grab that grand final spot. I think Peter Marker related to me earlier in the night, it would need a 20 goals to 5 result thereabouts, and so it's almost inconceivable now, but you never know in football. There's a quarter to go, 25 minutes of football still, and well, I guess Central, that's what they're aiming at now, even though at the start of the game would be a futile comment to make to the players. There's a silly chance they can probably kick 7 or 8 goals this quarter if they can hold West Adelaide scoreless. They're in the grand final. And we'll see what happens.
Yeah, Graham, there's a couple of players that you didn't mention, Clayton Lamb and also Robin McKinnon. There's John Cantalaftis. I think there's quite a few.
Well, now
but,
it makes
in any event, they'll see better days, West Adelaide, this year.
Sure.
Last quarter, about to get underway. David Darcy and Ian Day.
Yes, the Dogs in control, exactly double the blood score as umpire Hilton commences the final quarter of the Escort Cup at Footy Park for this year, bar the grand final, that is. Oh, the high tackle on Kickett was let go. Gets it out quickly, tapped cleverly to Smith. Down goes Wakefield. Heard smothered the handball, or got his handball smothered, and umpire David Weston will come in and rebounce the footy. 4-2 to 1-2. At quarter time, 9-3 to 2-5 at half time, and then a big third quarter by the Dogs, see them well clear. Kreuter, Brady, out wide now is Grantley Filkey. On the left leg, he goes to the half forward line. Back in defence was Sikadic, and the umpire's going to rule holding the ball against that player, and the free kick will go to West Adelaide to be taken out on the outer side by Bruggeman.
Bruggeman's high kick is aiming for Miller, who has to knock away at the back. Bubner's caught. Tony Filkey pushes it out. Kick it. Now Sikadic. No, it was Thomas got it to him. Sikadic gets a kick towards centre wing. Difficult one for everybody except O'Reilly, who throws it out to Filkey. His tap back went only as far as Sikadic. Players stack up and the umpire will come and bounce it. So the question is, have the Dogs, or can they do enough to get into the 88 grand final of the Escort Cup? It seems very doubtful now. The lead is just 44 points, and we reckon that they needed something like about a 90-point win. So that looks beyond them at the moment, plus the fact that West have kicked 6 goals 8. It all points to the winner of Port Norwood playing Woodville in the grand final.
Yes, I think you're right, David, but the home and away series gets underway next week. League reserves, by popular demand, has returned to 10 sports action, 11:30 a.m. and at 5 p.m, 10's big replay. The match, the only one next Saturday, Norwood and Glenelg. The Dogs into attack through Bubner on that occasion. That falls into the open space. Charging out from the forward pocket there was Ingerson. Got the quick handball over to Smith. Manamaker's on the lead and the big chap's got it. Look, and I think he's hurt himself. He may have winded himself on that occasion, but that was a brilliant lead and a great mark. That was very well done. I tell you what, he also, I think, is an improved player from last year, although he was a very good player last year. 5 goals tonight, Rudy Manamaker. If he can kick it from that spot, well, he really has achieved something, because that is I would suggest, probably the most difficult angle at Football Park. Yeah, that's how hard it is. Even the great Rudy Vandermaker can make no impression on that. The push away, Gilbert McAdam got the handball away very quickly, but to no one in particular. Ingerson tapped it out and tried to. Plenty of players around the ball, and I think the umpire will have to separate them, which he is doing now. The Dogs leading by 44 points.
The dog runner out to Rudy Vandermaker. I would think Kerley looking at him anxiously, and there's no question that he'll come off if all is not well. They wouldn't risk him when the game is virtually over, and nothing to be proved from it. Kreuter, a high kick to the half-back line, getting underneath and holding his head up high was Greg Smith. That takes a lot of courage as the thundering herd comes down, to keep your eye on the ball and waiting for your head to be knocked from your shoulders. Smith is 45 metres out, dead set in front. 10th kick. Gee, it's a nice looking kick too, and the umpire said he's booted a goal. That's his second. 15-4 to 6-8.
The Dogs by 50 points at the 4.5-minute mark of the last quarter. Infringement in the square. The free kick will be Central District again, and this is Andrew Moles to take it. And right in the middle, he goes towards Vandermaker, but Patterson beats him easily this time. Oh, he was asked to play on, and that's what's happened. The umpire now indicates that the ball was held to him. He was a bit lucky to get out of that. Step was taken to the side, and Jack Hilton called play on. Ingerson got it back. The handball was for Kickett, but it wasn't well put for him. A difficult one on the ground. He laid on top of it. Gone past 5 minutes. Umpire Jack Hilton puts it down again. Out goes Brady. And that's a free kick to him. Vandermaker being attended by a trainer, realised that Brady had the ball. Now he goes into the square. Patterson to the front spot. Oh, but a great mark. Young Ingerson it is. Plenty of attention was being paid to Vandermaker. They forgot all about Ingerson, and he slipped in from the side, and that's a well-judged mark. Anthony Ingerson from the square. Should goal. Has done just that. He's first for the night. The Dogs 16-4, West 6-8.
Escort Cup football here at Football Park, and Rudy Vandermaker is leaving the arena to the applause of the big crowd here. Replaced by Richard Lounder. Big Rudy has booted 5 goals. Central District coming home with a wet sail, 16-4 to 6-8. They would probably be aware that their chances of playing in the grand final are remote, but they still exist. Whoop, some heavy bodies going in there, but very fairly. Ray O'Reilly storms through half forward, gets the handball out, but it's cut off by Trevor Rowe. Harbinson had the opportunity to take possession. Thomas does kick it. I think he knew where the other player was, right behind him. Oh, Ingerson, great play. Here's another goal coming up for the Dogs through Cameron. They're coming home well, the Dogs. His first goal, the Dogs 17-4, West Adelaide 6-8 on 10 Sports Action.
Yes, that's top football. It was overplayed by West Adelaide at centre wing. Harbinson lost the football when he should have tried to grab it instead of knocking on. And Ingerson, full-blooded dash, gave Cameron the chance. And that's home for all money. You might say it's bloodshed at the moment.
62 points is the lead as they edge towards that 90-point margin that we were talking about. It may still be a possibility. Moles, a long handball. Craig Filkey. Centre wing. Storer. Supported by That's Ravisi battling hard. It was Ray O'Reilly who gave the support prior to that. Umpire sorted out a free kick. We'll go back to Paul Ravisi for a high tackle. Ravisi directs play towards half forward. Miller's on a long lead. Botkin got a hand on it. Wakefield went to ground. Lally out the back door. Sigadik. Jed Lawton on the ground now for the Dogs. Whoops, Lally didn't know quite where to go. Panicked a little bit under pressure there. Grantley Filkey rather. Finds brother Tony. Out to brother Craig. The kick forward has been marked. It was well put. It finished with Kieran Spawn. Spawn, we watch it in replay, 30 metres out at the most, 45-degree angle. This is kick number 10 for him. Spawn hasn't booted a goal as yet. Has now, though. His first for the night. West Adelaide 7-8, the Dogs are 17-4.
Nine minutes, last quarter, the Dogs by 56 points. They'll need to kick plenty more. And I don't think that they will, in fact, because we're 9.5 minutes into the last quarter. We're averaging about 24-25. And they just appear to have lost their momentum in the last couple of minutes. Millard is the player in screen for West Adelaide. There is the former Magarey medalist, Grantley Filkey. 29 there in the foreground is Gilbert McAdam. Moulds is in ruck, gets up very high. They're running out of the centre now through Lally. Big chance now up forward, or a bit of indecision there as the run in from Ingerson. That ball is pushed into the pocket and it goes out of bounds, so we'll see a throw in left. Half forward, full forward pocket area there for Central District.
The Dogs by 56 points, 10 minutes gone, final quarter. Throw in about 35 metres around. Millard over the top, Brady. McAdam left it behind. Harbinson didn't. Drives back towards centre wing. Moulds. Haven't seen him since the first quarter and played pretty well at that time. Moulds to the half forward line looking for Brady. Burgess kicks long, it's dropping quickly. Wakefield do well to get that. Gives it to the running Spawn. They won't catch him. Hooks around the corner. On the lead, but not being able to get there was Williams. Now Johnson. Rowe on the left leg. It's all the Dogs out here. Hearn does well. Puts it back centre field on the half back line. Smith. Bubner. Lally. The Dogs run it well out wide. That's beautifully put. Here's a chance out there now for Thomas. Looks for the lead. Big Rudy's not there. They've got Lounder at full forward. They put it up for the big fellow. He's only got to stand his ground. David and Goliath. The big fellow just planted his number 14s. Hardly moved. And there's nothing anyone could do about stopping him.
Alison Patterson didn't get above shoulder height.
How'd you like a half-metre start on everyone, David? It's easy when you do it that way. I wouldn't got over his knee. Richard Lounder. 30 metres out in front. What's the big fella's kicking action like? Spot on. He boots his first. And the Dogs go on their merry way. 18-4, plays 7-8.
The Dogs 18-4, West Adelaide 7-8. The lead is 62 points. We've had 12 minutes last quarter. Mandamaker's off the ground for Centrals. Lownder's at full forward at the moment. Moulds doing the ruck work. Thomas nonchalantly. Lally forward they go. Lally butters up again. That was Cameron who got it forward. Nothing decisive at the moment. Kickett's at the bottom of it. Jamie Thomas, who looks a far more disciplined player this year. He's had 23 touches tonight, Thomas. We've had 12, almost 13 minutes. Bounce at centre half forward. Craig Filkey bangs it back into the middle. Sigurdic thumps it forward. Ravisi turns back into trouble. That could be holding the ball. No, the umpire decides it was held to him. Tackle was from Smith, as we see it again. There's Ravisi. Yes, he did make some sort of an attempt, I guess. Bounce will happen.
Yeah, I'm wondering about that rule that they brought in last year, David, the perfect tackle. Whether that still applies. I'm not suggesting that one was. It's close to it. Brantley Filkey. Oh, good mark by Kieran Spawn. Playing much better now. He's coming into his own. That's a lovely kick at goal, and it is a goal. That's run through, well shepherded. 2 goals to Kieran Spawn. West Adelaide 8-8, Central District 18-4.
Filkey once again out of that centre. He's played pretty well there, and that's a great mark by Spawn in front of Adams. And look at him go. And there's some top shepherding work done here by the West Adelaide full forward in Millard, and Hearn just couldn't get to the pitch of the ball, and West got their 8th on the board. 8-8. They trail the Dogs 18 goals for, and umpire Hilton in the action.
Kieran Spawn has had 12 kicks. He's been quite a valuable player. Double the score at the moment, 112 to 56. Filkey again out of the middle. It's his 20th kick. On a lead and almost taking the mark was Greg Johnson. He recovered well, hooks back in towards goal. He's going to be offline. Millard can't keep it in play. Point to Johnson then. 8-9 West, Central's 18-4.
The Dogs doing well, but Central, but West Adelaide are just holding them at bay, really, in terms of that percentage situation. The league official has just given our production unit the message that Central District would need to kick 25 goals tonight and West Adelaide not add to their current score. So it looks pretty tight. There's a free kick. Intentionally done there by Glenn Goss. Now that is added to the list of reportable offences this year, tripping by hand. But I think the umpire's done the right thing in not invoking it on that occasion. 14th kick to Lally. Oh, it's a lovely looking kick too. He has put it straight through the centre for his 4th goal. So Central District 19-4 now to the Bloods 8-9.
You look at the Dogs side and try to find out where they appear they might have few problems during the season, but they seem to be pretty strong right down the middle. They've got some good running players. This Lally's had a fine game this evening, and there's the incident where Peter said that can be reported, where a player deliberately trips the opposition with either hand or foot. That certainly was deliberate, but umpire, which one was it? David Weston decided not to do so, just gave the free kick.
They've got 19 goals. As we just heard, they need 25. Another 6 required, 16 minutes. It's asking a heck of a lot. 16 minutes gone, that is. West, of course, weren't allowed to score, and they look as though they might here as Filkey dashes off again. It's given Millard a chance in the square. He can mark it or put it through. No, he could have left it, in fact. It would have been a goal. Instead, Botka gets across for the Dogs and covered up pretty well. Change being made. Eddie Hocking on. Looks like Gavin Chaplin that's coming off. Both have been pretty good players for their side. West Adelaide deep in attack. Johnson, now Millard, is close to the line. He's going to get a free kick for a push in the back. It's Harbinson, in fact, who will get the free. Only about 30 metres out. He's come around about 5 degrees already. The umpire hasn't noticed it. He was right on the line, or he should have been. Gained another 1 degrees. Opened it up a little, and he's still hooked it. Still hasn't scored. Now they have, however, as it came off hands and through for a point. They're 8 goals, 10, 17 minutes plus gone. Central District's a 19-4.
Yeah, the Dogs need 6 goals in about 7 minutes. We saw Norwood kick 4 in about 3 minutes the other night. Certainly can be done. Trevor Rowe, centre wing, out of bounds. It's the attack side of centre wing for the Bloods. 17.5 minutes, 118 to 58, so it's a 10-goal margin at the moment to the Dogs. Williams got it out towards Storer. McAdam, here's a big chance to build for the Dogs as Thomas Got it over to Smith. Smith doing a bit of zigzagging there to Lally. Whoop, there's a fight on further field. You've got it there. Goss is sitting on top of his opponent, and Grady. And Jack Hilton has just transferred play. He's going to give Grady a free kick. Goss is saying, what's it all about? Jack is replying that he knows exactly what it's all about, and it's a Brady free kick. Brady booted 5 last week. Hasn't had as good a night tonight, but he has been serviceable. This could be the Dogs' 20th goal for the night. The Brady kick coming back. That's a pretty good effort. His second goal. The Dogs now 20 goals for. Marvellous kicking. West Adelaide 8-10.
Well, Brady's certainly, gee, I hope his hair's stitched on solidly there, because Goss is doing his best to rip it out bit by bit. If he's got any spare, I wouldn't mind a bit. Anyway, Brady comes and he gets up there. Doesn't seem to be a lot of rancour in his look, but of course then when you get the free kick, who cares?
20 goals they are now. 5 more needed. 2 minutes plus time on to play, and they're going forward again. Hocking. Kick it might at the back. Oh no, beautifully cut off Craig Filkey. Lovely fingertip control. Puts it to the outer side looking for brother Grantley. Jamie Thomas tried to volley that one. Spawn using his pace, pushes it out wide to Patterson. Back to Craig Filkey. Filkey goes again looking for brother Grantley. Trevor Rowe was there. Grantley pushes it out wide. It's given Lee Adams a chance. He knocks it forward. But again to Spawn. Spawn boots it towards the leading Johnson. Can't control it. Bubnam does the mopping up. He goes short. The Dog's on the march again. He'll find Lally. The Lally handball is not a good one to Rowe. He did well to flick it forward. Chance here for Jed Lawton. Pushes it on to Smith. On it goes now to Thomas. Thomas puts a long one into the square looking for Lounder. Can't mark. Trying to crumb it was Ingerson, coming out the back door Patterson. The whistle has sounded and umpire Weston will come in and bounce, and Paul Patterson is not a happy man. Umpire Weston goes to have a chat to him. He's going to bounce it about 15 metres away from the Dog goal. It'd be handy if they got one here. It would still give them an outside chance. Taking it out of the air was Brady, trying to kick it over his shoulder. Kick it, punches it forward. Belton thumps it back towards centre wing. Lawton in front, can't control it. And a throw in at left half forward.
Gone 21 minutes into the final quarter. Reminder about 11:30 a.m. the big season gets underway. League reserves to start with. Then at 5 o'clock that evening, 10's big replay, and a great clash to start with. The Legs against the Tigers. Throw in half forward left flank. Williams against Brady. The Dogs still in attack. Williams gets the thump clear. Filkey, watch him go now. Use his pace to run. Oh, he got leg, but recovers well. Drives to the half forward line. Up there waiting his opportunity was Bubner coming through Hearn. Lost the footy. Now it's Big Mulge in there. Given away from Bruggeman to Tony Filkey. Oh, it's all Central District's over, and that's a solid mark by Spawn. He's had a top last quarter. Ravisi didn't really need to get the ball at that stage. Harpinson goes down on a heap, getting back on it. Lawton, he busts the pack wide open, gives the handball away to Rowe. Rowe in the last line of defence, flips it over Lally. They got a chance if he can get the handball over. The Dogs are clear. Off the half back line comes Thomas, puts it in. Oh, missed Adams. Now a chance for West Adelaide through Bruggeman. Bruggeman goes in high, setting himself as Miller. Thump clear in the end by Botka, and he concedes a point to West Adelaide. 8-11 to 24, and I don't think the Dogs can get up to 25 goals tonight, David.
Well, yeah, I'll answer that one, Ian.
Graham,
I was just going to make
David.
comment. There's a heartening sign this last quarter for West Adelaide. Grantley, Filkey and Kieran Spawn have had big quarters, actually, and they'll build on that for the future.
Lawton's lost a boot. Ravisi takes the mark at centre half forward. There's Jed Lawton. Ravisi puts it to the lead of Johnson, off cutting it off beautifully. Moles. They're well served by Hyde, and these two blokes, Lounder and Moles, are both good players. It's beautifully put by Thomas to McAdam. Comes infield, now puts one on its way towards centre half forward. Kickett's got 3 to beat. Bolton out the back door. Now he'll build from there as he goes short to Ravisi in the middle. Ravisi can come wide. No, too slow. Caught in the back, says umpire Weston, as Lally was about to bolt off with it. Let's have a look at it again. Well, I'm not sure whether they've been all that consistent with that decision. Rowe smashes it forward. Storer's making a charge at it, beaten by Cameron. Quite sure who he intended that for. It's a loose ball at half forward. Lally gets it to the magical Kickett. 2 bounces. Then hooks back looking for Lounder and/or Brady. Brady will, or Goss laid into rest. He's going to get another free kick. And Goss is quite within his rights to have a go at the umpire here. Let's have a look. Yeah, that was... I couldn't see anything, Graham.
Nothing there at all, David. The man's entitled to hunch up a little bit as he goes to the ball. He didn't infringe around the neck or in any untoward way. He put his knee up a little, but that's not really penalisable. And, well, it got the end result that deserved, quite frankly. I think Craig Brady's embarrassed. He didn't want to kick a goal from that free kick. That's their 5th point for the night. Would you believe that? That's an amazing exercise in straight kicking. 20 goals, 5.
I wouldn't believe he didn't try to kick it, Graham. If Kerley heard you say that, he'd be down from the stand. He'd be having smoke coming out his ears. We can't find a footy at the moment. Paul Patterson's got it back now. 25 to 8-11. 24 and a half minutes gone. And it's been a top effort by the Dogs. Everything they've done on the Escort Cup points to a top season coming up with Kerley in charge. Here's a chance for West Adelaide through Spawn. Filkey comes out with a footy. Gee, he's still got a ton of dash left. He puts it to Johnson. Johnson, who seems to lead, but he doesn't time his leads that well. He has to pause once he gets to the ball. Bruggeman, now he's clear. He'll go back in board and he'll go to Filkey. He had to get it on the half volley. Filkey in turn puts it up into the pocket, and there it's taken by Johnson. And Johnson's got a chance from 20 metres out. Gee, he's just improved his angle by about 90 degrees. And Trevor Rowe tried to take him back, and umpire Hilton replied by giving 15 metres against Johnson. Against Rowe, and Johnson comes in right into the square. And what's happened here? Yeah, that's a goal. Gee, that's a bit cheeky, that is, but it's well done by Johnson. Graham Campbell, have you ever seen that done before?
Well, that's the first. It was very clever by Greg Johnson. Being a left footer, of course, he didn't want to have the bad angle and do a check side shot for goal. There's the lad Bruggeman trying to find Grantley Filkey. He's had an enormous last quarter. Left foot kick over the top. Wasn't really meant for anybody in particular. Greg Johnson leaned back, took the mark. Now he wonders, how do I kick a goal from this side of the big sticks? And he decides, when the guy pulls him back, he walks up, has a look at Trevor Rowe, the human glove, and puts it through with his right foot.
From the bounce, the Dogs go forward. Oh, Stephen Lally on a lead takes a fine mark at half forward right. Maybe just marginally too far out to score. He can kick goals. He's already booted 4 of them. So 25 possessions, Lally. Booted 4. That's a big kick. That's going to go awfully close. Got the distance in the finish, but not the accuracy. A point to Lally.
It's a remarkable point, David, that both rovers tonight hail from Western Australia. Stephen Lally played with Perth in the AFL, and the other lad, Gavin Chaplin, hails from West Perth. And that's, just a point of note.
A long last quarter. 6 goals to the Dogs, and we've played 26, almost 27 minutes. Adams gets back on the foot. He can't keep it in play, and the umpire will ball it back in between wing and half forward right flank on the outer side. The Dogs still attacking, but when you look at it, 26 scoring shots to 20. There's not a great difference there, but Dogs are clearly the most superior side, or the superior side. O'Reilly gets it up towards centre wing, where it's well taken there by, let's see him come to air, is it Wakefield? And the young fella comes up for air and with a footy, more importantly. Although air's pretty important too, as he drives towards the half forward line, getting back in defence, it's Miles. He's at centre half back. Kicks now to centre field, siren sounds, a big lead, big win to the Dogs. They came out winners by 61 points, Graham Campbell.
Well, I think we can say with surety they haven't made the grand final. They just didn't stretch their lead long enough to grab hold of that spot that Woodville hold at the moment. So it's